All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Quadash. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth, and also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth week in and week out on the streets of Babylon. All right, and also through the internet on YouTube. All right, so Jeremiah 10:1, we're going to go in on this Christmas heathen holidays, right? Because, Christians, you could show them these verses, but they're just going to ignore it, make some type of an excuse, and, they don't follow the Bible. They don't really believe the Bible, all right? So Jeremiah 10:1, hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. All right. So who did he speak to the words to? Meaning the Bible? To Israel. All right. So-called black man, so-called Native American, and so-called Hispanic. It says, thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. All right, and that word dismayed, it literally means you lack courage, or you become frightened or scared because of signs in heaven. All right, so we're not supposed to, be afraid. Instead, we should be rejoicing because the signs, they declare, what times we're in, in heaven. Everything really, the way the moon looks, declares the times, all right? So I'm going to go to a precept, Leviticus 18:3. Says, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall you not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall you not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments and keep mine ordinances to walk therein. I am Yahweh, your power. All right, so, Egypt, if you go back into the history of Christmas, it started in Egypt, all right? Quick history on it is Nimrod, who was the first pagan god, was, the story, just to summarize it, Nimrod was chopped up, and then he was given to all the tribes, the wicked tribes in Egypt, and they had all the body parts, all the limbs, they was given to each tribe. Well, they were missing one part, and that was his penis, his dick, right? So, because the penis was missing, they set up, in that time, during the time of Egypt, they set up the palm tree, all right? So, and then they would decorate the palm tree, right? So literally, that's what a Christmas tree represents. It represents a dick in your living room, and you got presents, and then you want to, you put presents under there for your kids, and deck it with silver and gold, right? You decorate the Christmas tree. Well, it's nothing new under the sun, and basically they've been doing that since Egypt, but back then they used palm trees, all right? And now they're using the, what they call them, evergreen trees. So next precept is going to be, and right here it says, Yahweh says, don't do like the people of Egypt. Don't do like the people of Canaan. Well, we know this is spiritual Egypt, America, Babylon. And, our people are so stubborn and non-believing, foolish. So they still practice the customs of the heathen, And go to Leviticus 20 and 23. It says, and ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation which I cast out before you, For they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. The word abhorred means hate. So, when you're practicing these heathen customs, Yahweh actually hates you, He hates that shit, man. But our people are so, out of touch with the truth that they don't understand that, Instead, they'll go to their Christian church that's set up by the Edomite, whom the Lord also hates. And, they're going to practice the ways of the heathen, just like it's saying not to, all right? But this darkness and this deception is on, our people so hard that the Bible says that they're in slumber, right? Meaning they're walking around with, blinded eyes, So it says, verse 24, but I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am the Lord, your power, your God, your Yahweh, which have separated you from other people. All right. So Yahweh separated the nation of Israel, who was Jacob, from the other nations, which are the heathen. All right. The word heathen means nations. So literally, it was a act of mercy and glory to separate from the people, like it says here, the other people. Who are the other people? It's the nations. But like I say, our people are in such darkness that they choose to follow the ways of the heathen, and they don't separate themselves from the other people. All right. Now we're going to go to Isaiah 44 and 21. And it says, remember these, O Jacob and Israel, for thou art my servant. I have formed thee, thou art my servant. O Israel, thou shalt not be forgotten of me. All right, so he's dealing with Jacob and Israel, the Israelites. He's not dealing with the other nations. All right, and he's formed us in a distinct manner, in a separate manner. Meaning we're not supposed to, take part in all this heathen rituals, But it's like I say, man, our people are stupid, man. They're going to church, they're going to Christmas service, Christmas mass, doing exactly what they're told not to. And then they go and honor a pagan god, which is Jesus Christ. There was no Jesus Christ in the scriptures. The heathen have written the Bibles with that name Jesus, but it's all part of the deception, all right? The J didn't even exist until I believe the 1600s, 1700s, something like that. So, it's impossible for his name to have been Jesus Christ, all right? Let me see if I should read any more of this one. Oh, let's go to 25. It says, that frustrateth the tokens of the liars, and maketh diviners mad, and turneth wise men backward, and maketh their knowledge foolish. All right. So when you in there doing the Christmas thing, you become a wise man who is backward now, and you make it. It says, and maketh their knowledge foolish, meaning makes their knowledge unbelief. They have unbelief in the true power, right? They don't, these Jakes, they don't believe in Yahweh Shai. They believe in Jesus Christ, all right? So they become foolish, meaning unbelievers. They don't believe in the true power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, all right? So now I'm going to go to Isaiah 45 And we'll go to 20. It says, assemble yourselves and come, draw near together, ye that are escaped of the nations. They have no knowledge that set up the wood of their graven image and pray unto a God that cannot save. All right, so all these Christians and these Jakes, these Israelites, well, they're not Israelites because they're Jakes. You gotta accept to be an Israelite, or otherwise you're gonna stay as a Jake. All right, a 2/3. But it says here, they have no knowledge, and they set up the wood of their graven image and pray unto a God that cannot save, or a power that cannot save. Because Jesus Christ can't save anybody, man. All right, you literally, that's a Jake mentality, thinking that Jesus Christ, was born on Christmas, and that you want to go set up a Christmas tree in your living room, and the ways of the heathen, man. And you're actually calling on a heathen, pagan, dumb idol, fake graven image that can't save you. All right. But you're stuck in darkness, so you're gonna keep doing that thing, even when the truth comes out. You're gonna get offended when we tell you not to celebrate Christmas. Oh, it's just for the kids, or oh, it's just, it ain't no big deal. You're not supposed to be doing that, man. But our people, they don't care about the truth. So they'll be stuck in there. They'll be part of that destruction. Isaiah 40:20. He that is so impoverished that he hath no oblation chooseth a tree that will not rot. He seeketh unto him a cunning workman to prepare a graven image that shall not be moved. Right? That's what they do. They'll they even buy fake trees. You know what I'm saying? They don't rot. Set them up in the living room. And everybody's all happy around the Christmas tree, including the children who are brought up as a heathen. But not our children, not the ones who have been separated, like Yahweh said in the scriptures that I read earlier. We've been separated from these heathen, separated, and not choosing the wisdom we have enough wisdom to know not to follow the ways of the heathen. So we've been carried away into captivity, and we're dealing with the heathen. We live among the heathen, meaning the other nations, and it's a punishment, But let's go pull out 1 Corinthians 12:2, and it says, I'll start at 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, and who are the brethren? The Israelites, the so-called blacks, so-called Native Americans, so-called Hispanics, says, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. All right. So that's why these people are Israel. The Israelites, who are actually Jakes. They don't accept the fact that they're Israelites. They've been carried away in the past to these dumb idols, and this just keeps repeating every captivity. Now you're following whoever's in power, at that time. When the Romans were in power, they were following the heathen. When the Egyptians were in power, they were following the heathen. Now that the Edomites, the Americans, are in power, they're still following the heathen. So, our people have been continuously, with darkness covering their eyes, and you stay a Jake, you die a Jake. You know what I mean? Because you have to accept you're an Israelite, and before you're going to be considered an Israelite. You can't call yourself a black dude, a Mexican dude, celebrate Christmas, buy your kids presents, set up a Christmas tree. You do all that and you're still a Jake, man. And those are the 2/3 who are gonna get killed in the nuclear fire. All right. Next precept, we're gonna go to Psalms. And you know what? I actually want to keep reading on Jeremiah because there was more to read. And pull out the Jeremiah 10 and we're on 3. For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold, they fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. Just like we read a little bit ago. All right, so this Christmas tree, that's what it's describing here. It's a vain custom. This is a heathen custom. Yahweh just said, don't follow the way of the heathen. Learn not the way of the heathen. I'm going to read this again. For the customs of the people are vain. Verse 3. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, and the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. Dealing with the tree, because it goes back to Nimrod was the first pagan god, which it represents his penis. And, the tree doesn't speak. Let's keep reading in verse 5. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. So they're nothing. They can't do shit. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Yahweh, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. Who would not fear thee, O kings of nations? For to thee doth it appertain. For as much as among all the wise men of the nations, and in all their kingdoms, there is none like unto thee. Alright, so, okay, we will read 8. But they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanities. Alright, so literally the Christmas, it's a doctrine of vanity, right? Christianity, Catholicism, all these heathen denominations, they all celebrate Christmas. If you are dealing with a church that celebrates Christmas, just know that you're learning the way of the heathen, and just know that if you're an Israelite, you're not really an Israelite. You're actually a Jake, which still stuck in the ways of the heathen or the Gentiles. All right, because the Gentiles of the New Testament, we read about it. Those are our people. They're not the other nations. Yeah, the other nations are Gentiles because it just means stranger or foreigner. But as a Israelite, a so-called black, so-called Native American, or so-called Hispanic man, you shouldn't be a Gentile. You shouldn't be a foreigner to Yahweh, who is our power. He's our God. This is our book. It's our heritage. All right. So when you're following the way of the heathen and you're celebrating your Christmas holiday, tomorrow is Christmas. You still a Jake, man. And no Jakes are going to be taken up in chariots. All right. Let's go to Psalm. And we'll go to 22 and start at 28. It says, for the kingdom is Yahweh's, and he is the governor among the nations. Oh wait, go back to 27. All the ends of the world shall remember and turn unto Yahweh, and all the kindreds of the nations shall worship before thee. All right, so once that destruction comes, y'all are going to get the right mindset. All right, because you're going to know who the true power is. You're going to know who Yahweh is. And he's gonna do it with fire and pain. All right. That's all You're not listening to the prophets teach you, so he's going to let you learn the hard way through the fire. You're not hearkening to the truth that's being manifested and prophesied on the streets by the Israelites, the men, the tabernacle. All right, so now you got to be stubborn, and he's gonna fuck you up. You're gonna die. Let's jump to 29. All they that be fat upon the earth shall eat and worship. All they that go down to the dust shall bow before him, and none can keep alive his own soul. Jesus Christ is not going to be able to save you, man. You're going to be fat on the earth. Who's fat on the earth right now? It's the American Edomites, right? You're even going to worship Yahweh. You're going to have no choice, because we're going to put that oppression on you like you have on our people. All right? You're going to be following the Sabbaths. You're going to be following the Feast of Dedication. They're going to follow the Passover as a slave in the kingdom, And like it says at the last part of that 29, and none can keep alive his own soul. The only one who can, keep the soul alive is Yahweh. All right. He's the one who we need to fear, because he's the one who can kill the body and the soul. All right. The Edomite, so-called white man, the heathen, all they can kill is the body. They can't do nothing to the soul. And we get new bodies once the kingdom comes, and Yahweh Shai restores the order, in the planet Earth. Verse 30. A seed shall serve him, it shall be accounted to the Lord for a generation. They shall come and shall declare his righteousness unto a people that shall be born, that he hath done this. All right? Because you 2/3 and you heathen, you're going to get killed in the nuclear fire, but then the elect and the 1/3 that stays, alive, that gets saved on the day of wrath, we're gonna have a lot of women, and we're gonna bring back the nation of Israel, and the white man will be the so-called white man, the Edomite, and the other heathen nations are gonna be the slaves in the kingdom, So, verse 31 says that the righteousness shall be declared, unto a people that shall be born. This time, when you come up, when you're reborn in the kingdom, you ain't gonna know what Christmas is, because you're gonna be brought up in the truth. You're gonna be brought up, and if you're a heathen, you're gonna be brought up as a slave in captivity. It'll be your turn to drink from the cup that you guys all made the nation of Israel drink from. All right. And it says, unto a people that shall be born, that he hath done this, declaring the righteousness, right? So even you Edomites, all you heathen, you Moabites, so-called Asians, Ishmaelites, so-called Arabs, you're all going to be in the right mindset. You Jakes who are Jakes,